We made it, ladies and gentlemen. It is week 18, the final week in the NFL season. And I am definitely looking forward to today's games. This will be a very quick live stream for obvious reasons. I want to see if my Pittsburgh Steelers, who won last night in the slop in Baltimore, I understand it was against the second string quarterback and they were resting the MVP Lamar Jackson, but keep in mind, the Steelers already have a win against Lamar Jackson as well. So the Steelers have won three straight, getting hot at the right time. And let's hope that one of these two teams loses today and the Steelers get into the playoffs. But anyway, make sure to hit the like button on the way in. Thank you so much for joining me throughout this NFL season. But before I start with the NFL picks, I'm going to pick the championship game of college football between the University of Michigan Wolverines and the Washington Huskies. Now, I understand that Michigan, listen, they've been through a lot. Harbaugh and friends, of course. And you can make a case that he should have been forced out. But, of course, that was not the case. Now, this Washington quarterback, hey, Mr. Carruthers, how are you? Yeah, I'm hanging in there. God is good, man. And we're just grateful to make it through another year. Make it to another year. And boy, this year has been something else, hasn't it? But I digress. The best team is the Michigan Wolverines. And they had, I think, the best conference as well. You can make a case, of course, the SEC. Hey, no nonsense. How are you? And all is well, and thank you so much for asking. Now, I understand up and down, Michigan is a better team, but they lose these games. No question about that, Mr. Carruthers. Oh, you're from the D? All right, yeah, Detroit, boy, I tell you. Detroit, the home of some of the most notorious Tubi movies of all time, but I digress. Oh, bless you. Bless you so much. The best player on the field has to be the Washington quarterback. Because he's going to be the difference between them winning and losing. And Michigan's secondary is very good, no question about it. But I think that Washington's receivers, their skill set, and Washington's defense isn't great, especially on the back end. But the front end can do some damage. I know a lot of people are going to pick against me. But this, ladies and gentlemen, is the upset special for the NCAA championship. I've got the University of Washington 34, Michigan Wolverines 31. That is the upset special in the college football championship. And now let's get to the games that paid bills, even though they're paying those NIL payments from these colleges. Man, these kids are getting paid. And rightfully so. Now, first I'm going to start with, hey, Miss Cheryl Burnett, how about them Steelers last night? Well, I'm taking – no, I'm not. Well, I think Washington – now, you know y'all lose those games. Michigan's good for losing those games. You know it. You know it as well as I do as being a Michigan fan. And I respect the University of Michigan. That's one of my favorite schools to watch. I think Harbaugh's done a very good job as a coach, but I just think he loses these big games. He should beat Washington, but I don't think he can answer that quarterback. I just don't think so. And Happy New Year to all that's in the chat and all those in the clouds as well. Okay, the Saints in Atlanta. Actually, I believe the Saints still have an outside shot of winning the division. Atlanta's out of it. I think the Saints are going to win the game. I do believe Atlanta are going to go back to the drawing boards and look for another quarterback. Saints 24, Atlanta 17. And you're right. Don't forget to hit that like button. I really appreciate that. Next up, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers travel to Carolina to take on the Panthers. Carolina's had such a dismal year, and the happiest people about that are the Chicago Bears, who have the first pick in the NFL draft. Now, Mr. Carruthers, I have to ask you, if you were the GM of the if you were the GM of the Chicago Bears, would you build around Justin Fields with that number one pick? Or would you pick a quarterback? Me personally, I would invest in Justin Fields. I think you can't really properly evaluate him as bad as that offensive line has been. Now, Tampa Bay has an outside shot of winning the division as well. Baker Mayfield, the quarterback. We know Bryce Young has had his lumps as a rookie. Yeah, that's what I would do. Oh, so you're picking Tampa on the road in Carolina in the muck, where Tampa Bay doesn't play that well? Well, I'm going to have to go against you yet again, no nonsense. I'm going with Carolina in the upset, 20-17, over the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Next up, the Minnesota Vikings travel to Detroit to take on the Lions. I know Goff and those guys will probably rest it up. It'll be interesting to see the rookie from Tennessee. I think they'll play Hendon Hooker. No, it's not true. You got Tampa Bay on the road? Yeah, good luck with that. I think Detroit still celebrating. Minnesota's had such a tough year. So many injuries. They just want to get out of there. Listen, I'm not stupid, folks. I'm going Detroit 31, Vikings 20. I think it's going to be I think they're going to run Minnesota right out the building. No, I don't like Atlanta at all, especially the Saints play so much better at home. And they have a shot of winning the division. I believe they'll play some of their best football. Yeah. I tell you what, I think Detroit could end up in the Super Bowl. I don't trust Brock Purdy in San Francisco, and I sure as heck don't trust the Dallas Cowboys. That's another story. The Vikings upset? Nah. I think they just want to pack up and get out of there. They don't want any more guys injured. Next up, the New York Jets. You talk about a terrible season. Their season was over once Aaron Rodgers tore that up. Well, they already had clinched the division, so they're trying to navigate on how to keep their guys healthy going into the playoffs, which is just as important as playing well. And that's something that both the Patriots and Jets know nothing about. And I'm not going to waste too much time on this game because we know what Jets means. No, I know what you meant. Jets means just end the season. And that's exactly what's going to happen here. This might be Bill Belichick's last game as a New England Patriot head coach. That's not to say he won't be elsewhere. And if the Giants get rid of their head coach, and they just might, even though I think Daboll earned a reprieve. You going with the Patriots? Well, guess what? So am I. I got the Patriots 24, New York Jets 13. I think the Jets also, they just can't wait for the season to end. And they will win accordingly. Next up is a huge game for the Jacksonville Jaguars and the Pittsburgh Steelers. Why do I say that, ladies and gentlemen? Because if Jacksonville wins, they win the division, and they go into the playoffs. If Jacksonville loses, the Pittsburgh Steelers go into the playoff, and Jacksonville goes home, pending what happens between Miami and the Buffalo Bills, because there's still a way for Jacksonville to get in. The Jets upset play for pride? Yeah, nah. The Jets have no pride. Have you not seen the Jets? And I figured no nonsense would go for the Jaguars to try and get my Steelers out of there. That's not going to happen. Have you seen how bad that Jacksonville quarterback has played over the past 3 weeks? And now he's going to go into Tennessee and play well? Yeah, right. No way that's going to happen. Derrick Henry, you talk about playing for pride. That's what Mike Vrabel and the Tennessee Titans are doing with that young fan base. Oh, you just want to see my Steelers go. That's what that is. And you're talking about there. Don't worry, I'm just rubbing it in for you. No nonsense. Tennessee 27. Jacksonville 24. That's for my Steeler fans. And Tennessee has played hard for this coach. Vrabel, I think, has done a pretty decent job keeping that team together. Now, you're talking about a team playing for pride. That's the Cincinnati Bengals. And they will finish up their season at home against the Cleveland Browns, who have nothing to play for. They are locked into the 5th seed. I don't believe we'll see Joe Flacco today. This is a game that really doesn't matter. I think the Bengals will end on a high note at home, 24-20 over the Cleveland Browns. Of course you're going to choose the Jaguar. You're going to choose anything to make sure my Steelers stay home. Of course you are. Nah. I think if the Browns were at home, I might have chosen them. The Browns are going to rest their guys. They're more important in this. They're more worried about the playoffs. This game means nothing to them. Okay. Just laugh it up, Mr. Carruthers. Laugh it up. Well, we already know where your team is going. It is straight home. That being said, I think the Bears have ended the season quite well. They have the number one pick in the draft. They're either going to build around Justin Fields or choose a quarterback all over again. I feel that's a mistake. They need some studs on defense. If I were the Bears, I'd trade that first-round pick and get a boatload of picks. Of course, you're going to take the Browns. I mean, and listen, the Browns don't need this game, but it would be cool for them to win on the way into the playoffs. So that's fair. The Packers have been okay. We've seen Jordan Love mature. Normally, I would pick the Packers at home. But to show you that I am a fair man, and plus I like the way the Bears have played the last month of this season, I'm going to choose the Chicago Bears here. 27-24 in Green Bay. Yes. I'm going Chicago. Oh, you know what? No nonsense. Yeah, I believe so. Yeah, I believe so. I believe the Bears are going to win this game. I don't think they're going to play Jordan Love. Why would you risk him? I wouldn't risk him. The Packers at home? Nah. Packers aren't that good. I mean, I know statistically they're better than the Bears, but the Bears have played better the last month of the season. Both of them are headed home. Next up, you talk about a team that really tanked it up. And listen, if his name wasn't Sean Payton, he'd be fired after this season. And he still should be fired. Nah, your Bears were jinxed once the season started, Mr. Carruthers. You know it and I know it. Speaking of a team that's played well over the past month and a half, the Raiders, and I think Antonio Pierce should be the head coach of the Raiders. But I wouldn't be shocked if Belichick went to Vegas and became the head coach. I would not be shocked. I could see that happening. I really could. The Raiders have done well with the Purdue quarterback O'Connell. Now that's a team that I could see trading up to get the number one pick. The Raiders haven't had a quarterback since God knows when. And I'm not counting Derek Carr. I'm just not. I don't see how many games the Broncos plan on winning with Jarrett Stidham. And they're not going to win tonight's game. I love the Raiders big. And I mean big. I like the Raiders 31-13 over the Denver Broncos. Just one moment. Just a moment, please. talking about? See, we both chose the Raiders. How about that? No, I'm not going to do a rant. Not quite yet. I'm going to... This will be a quick one. The Chiefs and the Chargers. Listen, the Chiefs have won the division already. Yeah, we're all going with the Raiders. Oh, man, I hit that by accident. The Chargers have been more than mediocre. They've already fired their coach. And don't worry, we're all on the same wavelength here. I have the Kansas City Chiefs winning this game also. Don't worry, no nonsense. See there? 2 in a row. We've agreed. How about that? Kansas City 24, Chargers 17. That's what happened that one. Next up, the Philadelphia Eagles take on the New York Football Giants. The Eagles have been terrible over this last 3 weeks. In fact, the Eagles' last win was against the Giants. I'm finally coming to my senses. I believe it's going to be Tyrod Taylor at quarterback. I don't know why. I think Tommy DeVito should be playing. I mean, why not? I do believe that the Eagles definitely need this game. I mean, they have to at least have some semblance of righting the ship. Everybody's choosing the Eagles, huh? Well, guess what? Even though I'm from New York, I am not choosing the New York Giants. I will be choosing the Philadelphia Eagles as well. It's going to be a closer game than people realize. And I see that my internet connections acting fool yet again. Eagles 27, Giants 24. Next up, the Arizona Cardinals are at home taking on the Seattle Seahawks. You're about to fake no nonsense? Aww. You know what? Since Kyler Murray has come back from his injuries, the Cardinals have played very, very well. Oh, listen, they've earned their little faith. You know they've been dreadful. They've been about as dreadful as your Chicago Bears. In fact, more so. But I digress. It'll be interesting to see how the Cardinals build around Kyler Murray this upcoming season because he has proven to be a franchise quarterback. Geno Smith has played pretty decent, but let's face it, he's not the answer. And I think the Geno Smith era does need to come to an end for the Seattle Seahawks. Oh, you're choosing the Cardinals? Listen, Seattle has played pretty well, but I am actually going to go Arizona 27, Seattle 20. So now that's 4 in a row. Don't pass out, Miss No Nonsense. Just hang on in there. We only got a couple more picks to go. Now, next up, this game means something to the Rams. Of course, the 49ers are going to rest their guys, and Sam Darnold, I already hit the floor. Sam Darnold will be quarterbacking. McCaffrey's out. Listen, The 49ers are going to have to rest some guys, no question. I mean, health is wealth, especially in the playoffs. In fact, I want to find out what the injury news is as far as TJ Watt for the Steelers, because that could be our season right there. You're going for the Rams in San Francisco? The Rams? Well, guess what? That makes it 5 in a row. 5 in a row, no nonsense, we agree. Rams 24, 49ers 17. And here, I save it. It's your upset, but that makes 5 in a row. Oh, yeah, hitchhiking going with Seattle with the other game? Okay. The Washington Commanders are at home taking on the Dallas Cowboys. The Cowboys got gifted a win against Detroit. And I know, no nonsense, you know it as well as I do, Detroit got cheated out of that game. I mean, absolutely cheated by the refs. Remember last year how Washington beat Dallas at the last game of the season? Oh, I'd be mad too. Oh, you're going 49ers? Well, I can see that. They're at home. Darnold's competent. The Cowboys in this slop, they'll probably be resting. Well, they do want to win the division, so I think they'll go all in. You can't stand the Cowboys, so you're going for whoever plays them. I hate the Cowboys too. And Washington always plays the Cowboys pretty tough for the most part. And right here, this is the upset special of the day. Washington 20, Dallas 17. So they know that makes 6 in a row, no nonsense. 6 in a row that we have agreed upon. And that takes us to the last game of the night. The Miami Dolphins are at home against the Buffalo Bills. The winner takes the AFC East. Oh, you're going down. You just have to be different, don't you? I believe Tyreek Hill will play today. I'm not sure about Waddle. The Bills have been arguably the hottest team in the NFL. And that's because of the Bills' running game, not really so much Josh Allen. Xavier Howard, the corner, is out. Going to corner. So no nonsense is going Dolphins. Oh boy. No nonsense might go into a coma here. I'm choosing the Dolphins. That's 7 in a row. Which means I'm either going to be really good or really dreadful. Miami 31, Bills 27. All three of us are going Dolphins. That's scary. And those, ladies and gentlemen, are my picks for the final regular season games of 2023-2024 and the NCAA Football Championship, where I'm choosing the Washington Huskies to upset. That is a horrible song. This is not my choosing, ladies and gentlemen. You just saw a pig fly by? Oh, Lord have mercy. And I agree with that. Good luck to everybody. Happy New Year's. All the best to you and yours in 2024. In fact, the motto is striving for more in 2024, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you all so much. Thank you, No Nonsense, Mr. Carruthers, Cheryl Burnett, and all those who have come through this afternoon. Enjoy the games. Uncle Claude signing out. Take care, stay safe, and God bless. It was fun, No Nonsense. Come by more often. And don't worry, I'll be back for the playoffs starting next week. It is. It is, Mr. Carruthers. Take care, everyone.